Yeah, they do that a lot, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, they set up shops, and then when I did the study with my DNA test and everything like that, and I found out that the Arabic slave trade was before the American slave trade, where they were stealing people from Sudanese and giving it to Chinese people as gifts. And I'm like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying, well, who set up in our shop? The Asians and the Arabics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Arab was the original white man for real.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like, okay, so then when I went to another store and I seen this shirt, that long shirt like Raleigh from the Boondocks be wearing, there's a black guy with an afro counting money. Look at me, and I'm like, yo, why are you selling this shit? You know what I'm saying? He looking at me like, why? I said, you got us looking like a fucking idiots and shit.
That's not his concern. That's
it's not his concern.
It's not his concern. It's not his
It's
concern.
our concern, and we should be concerned, but we don't care because they sell us our drugs, they sell us our vices.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? They won't go against them.
I do believe. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I do believe, and I don't think people speak much about this, or not. People just don't talk enough about this in the context of consumer making decision process. But I do think consumers need to be more educated all around. It doesn't matter what level of the buying process that you are at. I think people should think a little bit more introspectively when they go into these corner stores and buy certain things, particularly things like that. Now, I do understand that if you live in a food desert and all you have is the corner store and liquor store, and you might not have the means to get to the supermarket that's 12 miles away or 15 miles away that has fresh produce, quote unquote, you do what you got to do because you got to eat, right? To live is to satisfy your caloric intake, and because that's where we get energy from. But I do think when it comes to like those type of t-shirts, because I know what you're talking about, when we see those type of things, and you go into a store and your kid likes the t-shirt, and that's the only store in the neighborhood, and the mother or the father says, all right, I'll buy the t-shirt, despite what it shows, the imagery that it shows, the negative imagery that it shows of us as a people. I think listen, to purchase the shirt, it's not being forced down your throat. Nobody is holding a gun to your head and saying you should buy this. So I think us as consumers, we need to think more introspectively about the implications of wearing those type of items, and recognize that the power does rest with us. So you have a child that comes, right? Your child is like, oh, I like that. Remember back in the day, they had the Bart Simpson t-shirts, right? It was originally the Simpsons, and then they started blackifying it, so to speak, right? And then we had these images of Bart Simpson holding guns and holding bundles of cash and grabbing his Johnson and all that type of lewd stuff, those lewd gestures. Parents that went in the store and their kids say, I like the shirt, and parents are like, oh, okay, I'll buy the shirt, and they look past the symbolism and the implications of it. That's your fault. Nobody's telling you to buy it. You can just say, you know what? No, that's horrible. That's painting a negative image of us as a people. So you just gonna wear a plain white t-shirt. You might not understand it now, but guess what? You're gonna just wear this plain white t-shirt, and I promise you, when you get older, you'll understand why we didn't buy that shirt. Instead of giving in to your kids. So I'm saying
they're not selling what we don't buy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we have to be able to make more informed decisions about the things that we buy and how it's sold to us in our neighborhoods by those stores that you're talking about.
Yeah, but the store, like you said, like all these different stores, like there's a we need stores to survive around our areas, but they could be some you could, but you don't see these stores in rich neighborhoods.
Yeah, no, exactly, because they don't have to be there. But then there's also
they're not going to be there because they're not going to put that symbolism in their particular community. They do it specifically for Black communities. So it's like, and if the option is all around you, okay, well, it's convenient. Let me get this. I don't feel like driving to Walmart to get this. So I don't feel like driving to Target to get this. Or So it's right there. So I'm going to get it. And okay, it's for some reason, because it's very Jim Crowish, and it represents something that I identify with. And I don't even know what I really identify with, but I'm going to find something that's identity. Right. So they do that. They like hip hop music. They place, you know, cats with saggy pants and stuff like that. Never talking about like this indicates that you're gay. You know what I'm saying? In prison, you know. And I'm like, you know, they're disequipping. Like we made sure that our shoes were tight, even though my shoes was leaning. I made sure that my laces was tight. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I had to have a fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, like, and my belt was on just in case I had to fight. I didn't have to like pull my pants up and open my jaw up to get sucker punch or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? They are equipping you, and the cells, what I call the cells, which is convenience stores, are equipping you to be lethargic. Is equipping you to be not able to be ready for combat. You know what I'm saying? And even for the dynamic of running from the police, you can't because your pants are too damn fucking low and you running like a fucking duck. Try not to curse today. I'm done with cursing. But your pants are too low and you run like a duck. You know? They sell all these items. Now they got the mask, the ski mask.
I've seen those.
You know what I'm saying?
Just further criminalizing us. Yeah,
right. Further criminalizing us. And I talked to an officer. I said, "Hey, man, like, you know, you have problems on a regular basis of trying to identify people. You know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all ban these particular masks from being on the bus and stuff like that? I'm banned for being in the convenience store. Oh, well, due to the fact of COVID, you know what I'm saying? I kind of like grandfather these in. Yeah, I hear you, but you can still not have these being sold. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're getting away with crimes, you know, and we should segue into the new the other joint that we was talking about with the guy that shot the United Postal Worker.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we could do that. You know what? I want to say this quick, and then we could close this out. You know, maybe if Z doesn't have anything to add, or Ak, you don't have anything to add.
Okay.
Those corner stores, the reason why those bodegas and corner stores thrive in our neighborhoods is because they're able to get low cost items and sell them at a reasonable profit. Right. And that's really what it all boils down to. And a lot of times those items are just necessities. So or just random low cost items to them that have proven to satisfy the current needs of the people in the neighborhood. So you talk about those masks, right? For you guys up in Michigan, those masks, I can see that they're very utilitarian. So people need those at specific times of the year because it's cold as shit in Michigan. You know what I mean? At specific time, at certain times of the year. So if a dude comes out, he leaves his balaclava in the house and he works outside, he's like, oh, I could go to the corner store and I could get one just to put on because I can't get back to the house. Right. And it's going to be really frigid today. Here in Houston, nobody needs that. So if a store is selling that, it's like, oh, you only selling it to satisfy the fashion interests of people today or the current fashion trend of today. But then you're also perhaps indirectly pandering to the criminal intent of people because, you know, people use those on their ops now too, or to run down on people.
Yeah.
Right. But again, those things are low cost items to the store that they can sell by putting a high margin on it so that they can reach their profit goals. And that's what those corner stores are. Like that's another reason why, like, if you've ever been to one of those bodegas or those corner stores, they have shit that's been on shelves forever that never sells. And a lot of the stuff it might be expired because people don't go there for that, but it's an easy way to put stuff in stores, or it's an easy item to source to put in the store.
Yeah.
Because you recognize that people might need it, and then you could make some, you know, good profit on it. So, you know, but we got to be educated about that stuff and recognize that, you know, listen, some things I might need, like I might need to go to the corner store because I'm out of toothpaste, or I need a toothbrush, or I might need some floss or whatever, deodorant. But I definitely don't need to buy a Bart Simpson.
Most of these, I mean, the corner stores in Grand Rapids, most of them don't have deodorant corner stores. They got chips, soda, beer. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no deodorant there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that's catering to the needs of the people, right?
Nah,
so
this is like this is a place that, like, I mean, like Family Dollar, like replaces the bodega. Like
that's a fact.
What you go to the bodega for, there's like a necessity. Like in places like Grand Rapids now, like the like Family Dollar does that. Like the liquor stores legitimately just really sell liquor. Like it just sells it, like it's like pure death. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing. You're not gonna get any fruit. You're not gonna get.
You might get a banana.
Because they got a bunch for free. It's like, I gotta sell it.
Yeah, maybe a banana. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But like,
orange, a lime, or lemon. You know what I'm saying?
A lime. Yeah, a lime to a lemon. My DC women. Yeah. But nah. By the way, that was one of the illest tracks in the history of the NBA players turned rappers and shit. Was Shaq and Biggie, Can't Stand the Rain, Can't Stop the Rain.
I don't remember that song.
You don't remember y'all don't remember the joint with Shaq and Biggie?
No.
I'm
sure I've heard it before. I'll check it out. See,
that joint is so hard.
Shaq and Meth and
Biggie wrote Shaq's verse.
Shaq and Biggie.
Biggie wrote Shaq's verse. Like it's fire like throughout, man. It's Can't Stop the Rain, man, by Shaq and Biggie.
I kind of remember it now. I kind of remember. I'm hearing the track a little bit. It's a very smooth sort of track, right? Yeah. I kind of remember. Okay, I'm sorry.
Now, but Big starts off his verse. He's like a lime to a lemon, my DC women. That's what made me think of that. But yeah, the liquor stores in Michigan in particular sell straight death because you can get your milk and your eggs, from different like spaces now. They're not the supplement for the food desert that they once were. But the places that are the supplement for the food desert are still selling poison, but it's still more like a grocery store in the way of a Family Dollar or Dollar General sort of thing.
That's a fact. See, I didn't even think about those dollar stores. You're right. Because those have definitely come up in the neighborhoods where there's been where there are food deserts, and they definitely serve a purpose.
Yeah, they serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
The overarching problem is that we don't produce anything. As a people, as Black people in America, we don't produce anything. We don't produce anything because we never got our 40 acres, you know what I'm saying, let alone a mule. But if we had land, right, you cultivate land, you figure out a way to do things, right? Whether it's, industrial, whether that's farming, most of us are still trying to, purchase. Many of us are still trying to purchase our first property, our first home, whatever the case may be. So if you don't have ownership, you can't be industrious like that, man. So like we don't necessarily produce anything. And when you're just a consumer that doesn't produce anything, you're at the behest of other people that produce.
That's a fact.
That's right. Arabs, come to this country or whatever, man, and they have family, familial backing. You know what I'm saying? Might come from, Uncle Bashir, or, what I'm saying, it might come from, cousin, Rami or whatever it is or whatever, like, but the money, the startup, it's like a family business and they all put in. So they don't necessarily struggle for capital like that because they're not looking at it from a Western individualistic approach.
Yeah.
We still operate in silos, man. Like, shoot, I know best friends that don't, talk about each other's, talk business to each other, right? Like, so it's it's just a change in mentality needs to happen, man, because until we start producing, we're always going to be taken advantage by other people in society that see our deficiencies.
Facts. So you said Uncle Bashir and what?
Well, Rami, I just said some, typical Arab, you know what I'm saying?
Well, in Brooklyn, the all name was Habib.
Habib.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the Daily Walk. This is Aki Bang, Didi Turner, the Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. Excuse me, the Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. I'm fucking it up. The Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. And we out of this motherfucker.
You got it.